views and opinions expressed in the following program are those of the hosts and guests, and not necessarily those of the staff and management of WWDB TV.
Where my girls got the sweetest pussy.
Welcome to
SinCityBounty.com.
Hey, we're back. We've been gone for 2 weeks.
1 week.
Well, 1 week. It's been a length of almost 2 weeks, though.
Yeah, true dat.
Yeah.
I think our feedback's turned up a little higher.
And we're going to tell you why. It's because we don't give a fuck. No, that's not why.
Oh, that's horrible.
No,
that is not
There was for the first 5 to 6 years of this show,
we didn't miss a single show.
We did not want to miss a single show because we know that to get the audience that we have, you find wonderful people who are our fans and our audience. We have to be here every week, out of sight, out of mind. But it's been 6 years, and you know sometimes you don't feel good. And you can't sacrifice yourself anymore for even though it's something that you love, or your kid has something that you've got to take care of, or whatever the reason, or you have to work or whatever,
or you know it's Stardew Valley.
Yeah, and it's not like we're getting paid to do this.
It's a video game I play.
Oh.
And it's not like we're getting paid to do this. You know the
what
20,
we made.
We do get paid
$20
in love.
We do. We do get $20 from Patreon
Every year?
every month.
Oh.
So
we get
far.
paid in love.
Woo!
We have $20 going to our Patreon. Almost, well, it dropped. It was like $30, and it dropped because someone went from a $10 sponsor down to a $1 sponsor. So,
They didn't like us that much. We'll
But
step it up. We
but
want to
we
get that
did-
$10 back.
We
We're
did
gonna
get
step it up.
we did get a new Patreon sponsor, Thomas. I think that's his name, Thomas. So say hello to Thomas at $5.
Hello, Thomas. I have a teddy bear named Thomas.
As soon as he friends Elexia on Facebook, I'll add him to the super secret Facebook group that we have. Do you want to tell him about that?
So, if you are a $5 subscriber, right, $5 subscriber on Patreon, you get to join our super secret Facebook group where Toxi shares drunk bathroom selfies, I share sober bathroom selfies, and our #1 fan since season 1, Wendy Davis, shares gay selfies. No
Not of
selfies at all.
her.
Just memes. She's
Yeah,
mostly a
gay
memer.
memes.
Gay memer.
Memes. And then we also have Fernie hasn't been posting as much, but she was helping to keep things vocal in there.
Spicy. That is also the place where you can ask us direct questions that we will not usually answer on the air or things like that. We're a little more personable in that group than we are on the show, simply because, you know, stalkers.
So basically, if you want to get my home address, that's the group.
Yeah. Or if you want to
I don't
know.
know. She's like, what don't we share on here? Like, I'm about to talk about shit today. Like,
True,
we
but
share almost everything.
But we don't talk about dating quite as much as we used to. I am going to bring that up in a little bit, mostly about statistics of my dismal dating life.
So I'm going to write down what we were going to talk about. I just need a headline. Don't go into it yet. So I know we're going to talk about explosive diarrhea, right?
The poopocalypse.
The apocalypse.
We're going to talk about your desert of a dating life.
Dismal. Desert, at least there's some beauty in that.
Oh.
There's not in this.
There's also dead bodies.
Do we want to talk? Did someone say something about a micro penis?
We're talking about micropeens, guys.
Micropeen. Not to be confused with a ball peen hammer.
And then what else?
There's a shit ton of events going on in Vegas, so we're going to talk about
BBW
those as
events. BBW events.
Plus size body positivity events.
Okay.
Happening all over.
Do we want to end with explosive diarrhea, or do we want to start with explosive diarrhea?
Listen, this show always slides into shit. How about we slide out of shit this time?
Okay. All
So
right.
we're going to start with your ass.
Let's talk about my ass for a moment. So, I started a new job. And one thing, if anyone has ever watched the show, we have talked about many times the fact that Sierra will shit wherever. Like, she will shit in the woods.
I'll shit beside
you.
I'll shit on the side of a road in the panhandle of Texas behind a bush.
She will just drop trow and go.
I will.
I don't recall your shitting style.
I prefer shitting in public, so I don't have to stop up my bathroom at home.
So you'll shit anywhere.
Plus, you know, you're almost never going to run out of toilet paper, and those industrial flushers are pretty badass.
Yeah, they are.
I can't shit anywhere but home.
In my
there
house.
are a few exceptions. I can shit at her house, and I have literally driven there specifically to poop. Once I found that I had a comfort level in her bathroom, and it's only the downstairs. Upstairs, you have way too many doors. Anyone can come in.
Yeah.
Downstairs, it's cozy. I got in there. She has the footstool, which I can't use because it'll put my knees at my earlobes.
But I've got scented candles, magazines for you to read.
Everything. It's relaxing. You have little ducks in there. Like, it's the perfect poo utopia.
Except the ducks are behind you, so you can't see the ducks.
You can see them in the mirror.
Yeah.
If you look straight ahead, you can see them in the mirror.
You need them on one of those floating shells that's up here, and then when you sit down, you can pull it down and just examine each duck.
I mean, it's probably a little more serious than we need on the ducks, but it's a pootopia. Like, you go in, it's just very relaxing. So, I mean, I could go away in a hotel and stay with others and not be able to go because I have a thing. So I'm at this new job, and the way it's set up is there's a lot of offices in this building, and we all share a common men's room and women's room. And there's keys to get in.
Kind of like here.
Yeah, kind of like here, except there it's in the middle where, like, you have to walk past everyone to get there. So everyone knows where you're going. Like, it's the offices, the doors open, and everyone sees you. Like, it's right there. So I grab the key and I'm walking down the hall and I'm like, my stomach's hurting so bad. And I'm like, I can't do it, but I'm going to sit here in pain. Like, I look all over my office to see if there's anything there that I could, like, cover, and there's nothing. So I'm like, all right, I'm just going to go. I'm going to poo and go. Like, I'm just going to, bam, I'm going to whoop this out and get out of there.
I'm the only person I know
poo and go.
I'm the only person I know who can speed poop, just so you know.
Yeah, no, I can't. I'm like 45 minutes, and 42 of it is playing Candy Crush, and only 3 minutes is actual poop. But anyway, so I walk down the hall, and I'm trying to walk quietly because I know they know where I'm going.
Stealth mode.
But I'm trying to be stealth mode, but I'm fat, so stealth mode is not possible. And like my shoes, you could hear it like, and that's me being quiet. So I'm going down the hall, and I'm like, I'm just gonna, flow and go, just make it happen. And I get in there, and it turns out to be worse than I thought. Like, it was bad. It was bad, just so bad. Like, there was nothing that I texted you guys. It was like 4 or 5 flushes, and I'm like, all I kept thinking is, I have to get out of here. I have to get out of here. Like, I can't stand to be in here myself. I have to get out. So after I'm done, I'm already devastated. I've already sent a selfie in the bathroom to these guys because what else do you do?
She was sweaty.
Like when shitmageddon happens, like, what else do you do? What else? I'm just sitting there, like, just devastated. So I'm flushing, and I'm like, that is doing nothing. I'm like, looking everywhere. There's cabinets. I'm digging in there. There's nothing. There is not a thing. I'm like, can I squirt this soap all over? Like, what can I do? And so I'm like trying to calm myself. I'm like, all right, get with it. I'm just going to wash my hands, leave, hold my head up high, and rush out of here. Like, rush out of here. And enough time will go by before someone else comes in that it won't smell, and they'll have no idea. Like, they won't remember I was the last one in there. Except, as soon as I got back to my office door, I heard one of the ladies behind me leave their office and go to the bathroom. So I go in the office, and, my door's open, and moments later, I just hear laughing. And, like, she comes back, I hear snickering down the hall, and then more laughing, and I'm like, this is horrible, like, this cannot get any worse. This just can't get any worse. So I went about my business, and I'm like, all right, I'm going to try and forget about this. And before I left for the day, it was only a few hours after, but I went down. I'm like, oh, I have to run to the bathroom before I leave. And sure enough, they had propped the bathroom door open. It's a door that requires a key, and they didn't give a fuck. They're like, we need to air this out. They propped the door open. And that's it. I can't, like, I had to quit. I gave my 2-hour notice, and there's nothing more, like, there's no coming back from that. Like, I'm now
You're the office pooper.
I'm worse than the office pooper. Like, I'm the office
destroyer.
Destroyer.
You are the destroyer of the office restroom. So I will poop everywhere, but I also carry with me a bottle of poopery, which I forgot at where we went this weekend. I left it at the place we were at. But anyway, luckily for me, I have 2 more bottles at home.
And the thing is, and you said you should have that, but I don't poop anywhere else. I should have it. Like, now I'm going to have to get some.
It's like carrying Bactine or Neosporin in your purse. You don't cut yourself every day, but you carry it just in case.
I cut myself more than I shit in public. Like, I just don't do it. And the only place I do it, she already has poopery. And I don't even have to spray that shit if I don't want to in her bathroom.
You don't want to make friends at work anyway, so who cares?
I know. But
you just don't want to be the destroyer of restrooms at the office.
That's it.
We got a guy. It took me a couple of months to get him trained up to using this shit. But, oh my God. He comes in the same time I do, and we're like the only 2 in there. If he goes in there before I make it in for my morning constitutional, I know to give it some fucking time. But, so he leaves, like, splatter patterns. You know, people who poo so much that they poo out of the water and up onto the...
I probably left splatter patterns.
You probably did.
I rushed out so fast. I was so thoroughly embarrassed. I didn't even check. And, I mean, that's something I really probably should have checked for. But again, not my area of expertise. I'm not a professional pooer. So, and let's also keep in mind, I haven't worked in an office with other people for well over 10 years. So I've worked from home where it doesn't matter if I, shit in the middle of the day. I only have to worry about my cats.
But now you have an office job, so you need
I know.
poopery.
I have to get prepared now. I need a emergency ass pack.
Didn't it help at all when you washed your hands? Because washing usually the fragrance from the soap fills the room.
I hoped it would. It didn't. Obviously, they had.
Sometimes the miasma is so thick there is not much that will cut through it. Occasionally, even with poopery, you get a little smell. And so I do an extra spray of poopery into the air, and the poopery will settle down atop the scent and trap it further down in the room.
When I was in college,
that's why there's no bugs in that bathroom. It smells like shit on the floor.
We had stalls, right? Like stalls. And again, I've always had this issue. This isn't a new issue for me. I actually often have trouble peeing in public. So
I don't have that problem either. I peed on the lawn of a church one time.
Yeah, no. I mean, that's why I think I told you I've Pavlonianed myself, that when I hear the song Don't Go Chasing Waterfalls and I block my ears, it helped me to be able to pee in public. Except when I randomly hear the song on the radio, I have to pee. But anyway, don't do it. I've had people do that before. They think it's hilarious. It's not. It really works.
But not when we're in my car. Only when she's driving, or when we're in an Uber.
That's a great idea.
No, not an Uber, because I'm usually paying for that.
Right?
No,
not an Uber, because they'll go on your card.
Your rating will go down.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's that. That's my poo. My poo story.
Lisa says, at my work we have regular bathrooms with stalls on 3 floors, but we have one bathroom that is dubbed the poop bathroom. We also have a worker who goes poop every day at 2 p.m.
Do you work with me, Lisa?
Are you regular like that?
So I poop when I wake up. Within 15 minutes of waking up, I have to poop. I usually have to poop within the first 2 hours of my day. After that, and then I poop after every meal.
That's a lot of poop.
You're supposed to.
That's why you're supposed to sit in there for 45 minutes.
Nope.
Play Candy Crush and let it all happen.
No, I can poop quickly. And I usually, it's a lot. I have a bunch of intestinal digestive issues that just makes it run right through me like a river.
I asked the question, how do you poop in chat? And Wendy says, frequently and enthusiastically. Sam says, I don't poo. I play Red Dead Redemption 2.
That's a great game, by the way.
What's, have you, never mind. Sorry.
I also poo.
I was going to ask a question, but I don't think it's appropriate.
What?
Don't worry about it.
Are you welcome to have this show inappropriate? I'm so flummoxed by the fact that something's inappropriate.
That's what I
for
meant.
This show.
It's got to be pretty bad if it's inappropriate for Sin City Bounty.
Well, I don't want to call a particular person out.
Like me?
Don't do that.
No.
Well, obviously
you're
then
free
it's
and
me.
wheeling with your poop, so.
Sure.
So obviously that narrows it down.
No, it's not you either.
Nope. You have not pooped in anyone's car yet.
Nope.
True, I have not shit in anyone's car, and I'm proud of it.
Yep. She even stalled once. She's like, "That's either a fart or a shit," and I said, "You better not do either. Better safe than sorry."
And it was a good call.
Because then you shit.
Then I shit.
So
in your
I'm thinking that you should start practicing.
My
First of all,
pootopia.
is there like a Jack in the Box across the street from where you work?
So here's the thing.
Because you can go use that bathroom.
Yeah, I worked in an office a million years ago. I mean, I really have worked from home now for over 10 years. I worked from an office a million years ago, and if I had to go to the bathroom, I would leave and go to this gas station that I knew had not stalls, but a single door that you go in and close, and you're the only one in there. And that's like poo heaven right there. But I'm not in a position where it wouldn't be obvious that I left. So I can't really do it.
What about
especially
other
if I'm the only
floors?
one in there. No, it's the same thing. They're both, it's downstairs and upstairs, and they're set up the same way. So we have our key for ours, and then they'll have a key for theirs.
Well, I'm sorry.
So,
But
diaper? I don't know.
I know there's something
Ew.
that you want to talk about, events coming up. Maybe you should practice and go poo at every single one of these events.
Like I'll have like
Practice?
a little checklist.
Because you get to be a master if you practice pooping in public.
I don't know if that's what I
that's
want
like
to be a
a-
master of.
Practice
And
pooping in public.
It's an alliteration. Practice
you-
pooping in public.
Do you want to be a master shitter? Like, is that a thing?
It is so nice to know that if I have to poop, I can just fucking go poop. I don't have to stress about
Nope.
what happens if I get the shits. I
Yep.
go to the bathroom and shit. That's what happens if I get
Yep.
the shits.
You overcome. It's overcoming fear. If you were afraid of heights, we'd take you to the top of a building.
And push me off.
No, we would just take you up there often, so you could finally get over that fear. You have.
So I have to do the poo thing. I have to
So
do the public poo.
you should Pavlovian yourself with poo as well. Pavlovian poo. So when you're at home, you should get some poo spray. And when you're at home, spray before you poo.
Right,
And,
and
that
then
way you
it'll
will associate
associate.
the scent with pooping so you can spray it and then relax enough to poop.
Okay. I'll try to Pavlonian my
It's only
poo.
because you said I'm not a professional pooer. We are going to turn you into a professional pooer.
Not just a professional pooer. We're going to turn you into a poo guru.
A poo guru. I'm
A
like,
poo-roo. We're turning you
I'm
into a
totally
poo-roo.
down.
Because
I'm totally
goo poo
down
is
for
just
this.
bad. But a poo-roo is fine.
Chris says, "Hey everyone, I managed to survive a horrible commute home in the snow. Were you in Vegas yesterday? Was it yesterday?
Day before, I
Before
think.
yesterday, we had a
was
snowstorm
Sunday, yeah, it was-
here in Vegas.
We had
did.
3 snowflakes fall in Summerlin, and for us, that equates a snow day the next day.
It was actually a lot more than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
it
did
was
get a
quite
lot of snow.
bit.
Well, only on the outer edges.
Yeah,
Like,
if you
I'm in
live in-
central Vegas, I got no snow.
So I'm in Summerlin, near downtown Summerlin, near the mountains. So there was plenty there. And then in Centennial, where I lived, a lot of people posted photos, and there it was like on the ground, sticking. So
Chris, we're glad you made it home safe. Chris said that he survived a horrible commute home in the snow. We're very lucky that we only got the very light snow, and that usually we don't get any snow. It's why most of us live here, I think. And we watch on our TVs how you guys are suffering from blizzards and snow-ins and all that good stuff. And
We love watching Winter from Home on
Yes.
our TVs.
Wendy says, Toxi's defecation decathlon.
That is her shitty tour.
Yes. My shit tour.
The crappiest tour ever.
Oh my goodness. Well, I mean, yeah. What you gonna do? I'm gonna have to figure out how to make it happen.
Mm-hmm. Poo spray. Pavlovian poop.
All right. I'm gonna Pavlonian my poo.
So,
All right, so what we got?
we're just going to
So
go right into the next
here,
shitty topic, micropeens.
We're going to talk about events next, and these are all the places that Toxi is going to poo.
Guys, this is my shit tour. We're gonna start the shit tour this Friday. Actually, I don't want to lead in that way because these are actually really awesome events. We have a lot going on.
Well, you're going to be there. And
I'm
you're
going to be there, and I'm
probably-
going to try to poop there. So I'm sorry, Abby. I'm certain you're watching, but I'm gonna have to shit at your venue. So
I will bring my poo spray with me just in case.
oh wait, and this venue, they're unisex bathrooms. So hey, boys.
If you really want to know a girl, smell her shit.
If you're wondering if I'm in there doing bathroom selfies, the answer is no. I'm shitting.
We used to call it hunting for dookie. Because, sometimes you got to poop, you're like,
I don't. If you have to do that, you don't have to go that bad. And you can wait a little while till you do. That's how you get hemorrhoids or blowing, like, something. No.
Shout out to my fam.
When your eyeball starts throbbing. Dating profile? Yeah. This is all going on the dating profile.
It's all going
We'll
on
talk
the
about that next.
It's all going right on there.
Okay, so this Friday, Toxi and I are going to be shaking our moneymakers down at Crave. Actually, we'll probably not be shaking that much for money making.
We'll just be shaking for the purpose of shaking.
It'll
But
be
we will
cold
be
as
at
balls.
Crave.
So we've had the Crave ladies on here often.
We
We
have.
love them. We haven't had them on.
Our
They
anal
actually were
sex
supposed to be
expert.
on last week.
Our anal sexpert is one of the Crave
Yeah, our
ladies.
anal
Yes,
sex
that's
expert. But Abby actually has a lot going on. And she was bringing in, we have somebody in town who's doing plus size Zumba. So they were going to come in and talk about it. But, I'll reschedule them. But so Friday, Thunderbird Lounge, Crave, 9 p.m. It's the red party.
Which
for
you
those
don't
look at
have to
red.
wear red, but
You don't have to.
I have a couple of choices. Actually, I think I only have one now.
I do need. Can I borrow that red flower from you?
Yeah.
I wore it to the porn awards that time.
Yeah. If you gave it back to me, yeah, you can borrow
Of course, I gave it back. I spent the night at your place. I'd have no choice. All right, so
for those
we
of
have-
you can go to cravelv.com, right?
yes,
You can find them on Facebook. They have a group and a page. Just type in Crave, CRAVE, LV, or Las Vegas, and you'll be able to find them.
yes, and so definitely come out this Friday. They have a few other events coming, so join their page. They have one coming for St. Patrick's Day. That is at a different venue. So they're going to start to split between two venues. And I'm actually super excited about the other venue. I'm excited about the location and the fact that it's a karaoke place, even though I don't believe the event is karaoke. But anyway, they're normally pretty chill environments. We have Excellence Plus coming up, the winter weekend, which will be broadcasting from Saturday night. That is coming up February 27th through March 3rd. You'll find that at xlenceplus.com. They also have their summer event, which is from July 16th through the 22nd. And it's at the Plaza, so definitely go on excellenceplus.com.
We're going to be broadcasting from that live.
I'm certain we'll be there as well. We've always been at the summer ones also.
Oh, we haven't got that.
Right.
Okay, don't take us on our word
we'll,
for that.
We'll firm that up at the next event. But we're for short winter weekend. So you're going to want to come for Excellence Plus, or if you're already planning on being here for it, you're going to want to extend your stay. Because
We're talking, this is the July one, right?
Yeah.
This is
in
the summer
July.
one.
We need
This
like
is
a
in
drum
July.
roll. So I think our fucking producer is out of the room.
He's pooping.
He's
We totally made
So
his bowels move.
we will be welcoming back Well-Rounded BBW Las Vegas. Oh no, there he is, hiding behind the fucking computer. So it'll be a almost 2-week long. No, not quite.
July 22nd through the 28th. More info will be coming out very, very soon. For now, here's what you want to know. It's happening July 2nd through the 28th. And on March 7th, and you'll have all the info before then, we're actually going to have Bree on the show, whether it's a call-in or she's in town. We'll have her on the show in a week or two. But on March 7th, there is going to be a 72-hour sale. And during that sale, it'll be $129 for a full week or $69 for a weekend. I'm pretty sure she did that $69 on purpose, but whatever. So that is happening. If you're already coming to town, just extend that stay. Come on over. I'm certain we will be there as well.
So let's tell them a little about what they can expect from the winter weekend, from the summer thing, and from Well-Rounded. I didn't know about this before I started the show.
Okay.
So it's like a convention almost, where you come, stay for a week in a hotel where they're having, either Excellence hosts or Well-Rounded hosts, and they have classes during the day. Every night is a dance party. There are
Pool parties.
The pool parties. The classes vary from how to treat your partner to how to perform. No, I don't know if they do.
They've had fat sacks before. I mean, there's a lot of different ones. I forgot to mention, I probably should have pulled the dates out as well, but NAFA's annual convention is also in Las Vegas. That, I believe, is the month before. And that one's another one you might want to attend, only because they have a few panels going on. They're going to have chair yoga by someone I've been to her yoga classes. And they're also going to have a panel on basically being fat in the workplace and legalities. And someone super familiar is actually on that panel, using their super HRE background.
Yeah, NAFA is great for your social justice BBWs.
Yes.
So the NAFA will be June 14th through the 16th at Samstown, the NAFA convention.
So there's keynote speakers, a lot of different events going on there. And that is, Christopher Salute. He's the owner of Bold Magazine, and he's a speaker there as well.
So we hope to see you. We're going to be broadcasting from Winter Weekend at the end of this month, which is only in a couple of weeks, 3 weeks.
It is.
Okay. And we're only going to be doing Saturday. We're going to welcome back Jacob Palmer from Plush, who's doing the opening pre-party and the opening party, I think, right?
Is that the Tuesday?
I think so.
Okay.
Because he moved, and we miss him. But we have Crave to take his place, which is 3 girls for 1 handsome black man. I'm okay with that.
I'm okay too.
Well, and just to be clear, they're not replacing. Nobody's replacing
I know.
Jacob. Jacob, you're still good. We love you. Actually, Jacob and I are now doing the same thing professionally. We always have, but a different variation. And now we're doing the exact same thing.
Poopy?
Yes. It all involves shit. But anyway, so yeah, we definitely have a lot going on, but keep your eyes and ears open. Bree will be giving us some more regarding Well-Rounded here very shortly.
As to your 69 comment, Bree said, you know me well.
Oh, for sure. That's all you.
We known you a year or two.
Or a lot longer.
Yeah.
Like many years. Okay, so I'm going to try and take a poo at all of these events.
Yes.
To build up my poo tolerance.
And now, Sierra, do you list how you poo?
Do I list how I poo?
On your dating sites.
Match.com dating profile?
No.
Maybe it would be a draw.
It won't be.
Are you sure? I mean,
And
I'm
whatever
turned
it's
on by
drawing,
it.
it's going to be worse than what I'm drawing now, and my profile is pretty benign. So I'm actually going to read for you the About Me section on my dating profile.
Okay.
Let me hold on.
Well, let's preface with this. This is a complaint. You're complaining that you're not getting any dates, right?
Yes.
Even though your profile is probably jamming.
Pretty goddamn jamming.
And
So
you would totally date yourself.
I would. So in all of
ran
my
across your
all of
profile.
my photos, I have posted pictures of me in mostly makeup. I do have a couple where I'm sans makeup, and then there's a photo of my dog because that's required. At least for anyone who's going to date me, they got to see the ginormous dog that I have at home. So here is, in my own words, okay? This is my Match.com profile. If you want to go find me, fine. Probably not going to message me anyway.
That's so funny because I'm more the opposite. I'm like, if you find me on there, don't message me because you're going to call me by my other name and you're going to creep me out. So
Yeah, so take a heaping portion of tradition and sprinkle it liberally with hippie poet. Whiskey served in a champagne flute, steak and potatoes served on fine china, that's me. Added, 21019. I had to add this part because of recent events. I'm going to expand a bit on the above statement. I'm a very versatile person. I can get outside and get my hands dirty and then come home and clean up for a night at the symphony. I own hiking boots and stilettos. I'm looking for someone who can do the same with zero grumbling. I'm into the weird and unusual, but I like traditional stuff too. I have tattoos and piercings, but most people never notice. I'm not looking to rush into a relationship. I want a partner in life that can't be rushed. Right?
Well, that's what's wrong. You didn't mention that you wanted to have casual one-off sex with some stranger in a bathroom.
That's not what I want. That's not what I want.
But that's why you're not getting messaged.
So it also asks my favorite places to hang out. I like to hang out with my friends' houses. I'm not much of a bar girl anymore, and certainly not a club girl anymore either. Though I will go if that's
as
what we
we're
decided
going on
today. I will go
Friday.
to a club Friday. Yeah, but it's not like we used to. Like we used to go to the bar or club like
Every night.
every night.
It got so bad.
Our livers
we
hurt.
hid so we could repair our livers.
Yeah, we
We
showed
hid
up.
from our one friend who still wanted to go to the bar, and we would just like
We'd go
secrete ourselves
to
away.
the bar she didn't like, and we'd order non-alcoholic drinks, and they were worried about us. I list my favorite things: music, TV, sci-fi, anime, D&D, Munchkin, Flux, camping, walking through the woods, foodie stuff, outdoor festivals of all kinds, right? And then we go down here to, like, it asks you things like, you can display your religion, like, do you have a religion? And I say, yes, I'm other religion. And then it asks, explain your faith. I am Wiccan. Spelled out on my fucking profile, right? So I'm going to go into some statistics here. I have sent over 40 messages to people since the middle of January when I first started this. I have sent more than 40 messages to people, okay? I have received back 4. I have had 4 returns.
10%.
I've been on 1 first date, and it never moved on to a second date because before I even, and this was a lunch date, before I was even home for dinner that night, we had called it off because he wanted to rush into a relationship. Sorry, my battery's about to die. He wanted to rush into a relationship, and I was like, I really don't want to rush into a relationship. I would love to go on a second date with you, but I'm not looking to fall into a relationship. And he's like, well, I'm looking for love and this isn't going to work. And I'm like, I guess not. I'm not looking for love. Like, I would love for love to happen, but I'm not walking into every first date going, I fucking love you. Like, that's not how it works, right?
I think the communication breakdown is there. I think he wants one, but he's not willing to say, or I don't know, maybe he wants to walk in and automatically love you, but it takes, to love someone, you got to trust them, and to trust them, you got to get to know them.
First off, to love someone, you need to know their middle name or their last name. Let's go with that.
I don't understand how people.
So, 2 of the responses, we ended up realizing we were not going to be compatible for various reasons, and mostly they're because I didn't want to suck his dick before I knew his name, right? Like, that's that. And then the 4th one that responded back to me, it was a great conversation when we were on Match, and then it just kind of, it seemed to get mildly hostile, and I was like, hey, maybe I'm taking it the wrong way. I'm like, hey, is everything okay? And then it went back to being pretty good. And then we exchanged phone numbers and we started texting. And the first conversation was great. And then the second conversation, he completely forgot everything we talked about in the first conversation less than 12 hours later. And then
That's called drugs.
No, it just sounds like you're talking to me.
Yeah. No, but so like I reminded him and he's like, oh yeah, that's right. Ha ha. And I'm like, okay, maybe he's a little forgetful. I can deal with that. I know that well. And
It happens.
but then the third conversation we had secured that we were going to be going out for drinks Friday night. And then he canceled because he had to work, even though he just got done telling me he didn't work. So he had to work Friday night. And I was like, okay, that's fine. Like, I totally get that. That's cool. You know, we can reschedule for another time. I'm free again next Friday or Saturday. Like, that's my free time. Except now I'm not. I am not free now. So 9 o'clock Friday night, he sends me a text and he's like, hey, what are you doing? And I'm like, well, I'm at home drinking and learning how to knit. And he's like, it didn't proceeded from there. It just fucking snowballed downhill into where he's requesting that his future girlfriend knit him a turquoise blue thong with a silk lining. And then do you want to go out for drinks right now? And I'm like, what? I don't even know how this fucking happened. I read back through the messages and I'm still fucking confused.
Wendy has the answers. Wendy has all the answers. Well, that's sort of how it works for lesbians, though. First date equals call the U-Haul. So, that could be it. You're gonna call the U-Haul vibes.
No, I didn't call him. I have not texted him since Friday night after I told him I have to be up early Saturday, which was not a lie. I did. And then I haven't texted him since because at this point, I don't even want to meet the guy.
No.
Because when he's made the comment about my future girlfriend, I said, even if it's a joke, that's a little presumptuous. And he was like, how do I get to be a lot presumptuous? And I'm like, oh my God.
Oh my God. I would have dropped him just for that.
I think that's when I told him, well, I got to go to bed. I got to be up early tomorrow.
Goodness gracious.
And then he's like, night, babe. And I'm like, I can't. So, out of 40 messages.
How old is this guy?
He's in his 50s.
He's what?
In his 50s. He's supposed to be a grown-ass man who's supposed to own his own fishing boat in fucking San Diego. See, here's my problem. That's that fucking city. I can't do that city anymore. Well, there's at least 3 people in that city I can do. Hi, guys. And girls.
You'll just have to do it here.
Ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, we just have to do it here on my turf. I'm fucking like, I don't know what the fuck. I pay for this site. I paid for that shit. And clearly he did too, because he wouldn't have been able to message me otherwise. Now, of the 40 people, of the 36 people who have not responded to me, 30 of them have read my messages and just never fucking responded. Or I have seen, bitches, I pay for Match. I can see that you've seen my profile. I can see I sent you a message. I can see that you read the message. I can see that you viewed my fucking profile. The very least you can do is send me a message back and say, hey, thanks for the blah, 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 but I can see that we're not going to be compatible. I do that with guys who message me, all 3 of them, who have messaged me that I see we're not going to be compatible. You know, when they start going off about God and church are the first things in my life, or they talk about I really want to have kids, I message them back and be like, I'm not converting and I can't have kids. Thank you, and I hope you have a great thing. And the first time I did it, I got a great response. The last 2 were not nice. So
I'll tell you from the other side why people don't respond. Because we kind of talked about this. I'm not a message sender, and I don't reply to all of them. And I've tried.
Because you usually get the fuck you fat cow shit.
Right. Yeah. And so eventually, normally I'm like, well, fuck you too. No, I'm not going to send it. I'm just going to ignore it. But eventually it wears on you. And, I've been off and on. I haven't been out there steady for years, dating. I'll get out there, get on the websites. I'll hop back off. I don't, do it solid. But throughout the time I have, it just becomes a little
It'll wear on
disheartening
your...
when people get really mean to you.
Yeah,
like when you're just trying to be nice.
I'm writing an article about it, specifically on the faith-based reactions that I've had. I've had a lot of people who've had some pretty awful faith-based reactions when you're like, hey, we're not going to get along because I don't believe in Jesus Christ the Savior.
Do you think all of this negativity that you're experiencing is going to make you just stop again?
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, but here's what happens. Like, you stop for a while, and I told her, stop for a while.
I did.
Like, it's what I do. Just stop for a while.
So if you remember, like, mid last year, I was doing OkCupid, and then that was a fucking disaster. I met one cool dude. We had one cool date, and you still haven't taken me on a second date, even though I've asked you to, dude. I really would like to go on that second date. I don't know
I
if
love
he's
that
watching.
she switches cameras. That camera, that camera, that camera,
I'm
that one.
covering
I'm
all
playing it
my
safe.
fucking
And
bases.
just in case you're on, too. Oh.
Talking to this camera as well, bitches. So, no, he's actually a really cool dude. I would totally love to go on a second date with him. I don't know if it would ever work out into a relationship, but at the very least, I could give him a blowjob.
Do you think maybe you're a good person, and the majority
fucking try.
listen, and the majority of the people that you hang out with are good too, because that's what you surround yourself with. Okay?
Little fucking
you-
styrofoam peanuts.
Do you think maybe it's your expectation that it makes it so much worse? Because you
Yes.
expect other people to be like your
Yeah,
friends
that's
Good
and
true.
like
people.
you.
I
That's
do.
true.
I think that might be it. I think my standards, although I have admittedly lowered my standards a little bit on people I'm willing to go on dates with, I do still believe that my standard for a human being is pretty high. And if you fail that mark, see, here's the thing. You either meet that mark or you fail that mark. There's nobody who like, oh, I'm just sort of a douchebag. They're like a person I would want to hang out with or a
I don't
fucking
know.
douchebag.
I think there are sort of douchebags out there. And sort of douchebags aren't that bad. Like, they
Oh,
have
no,
their
that's
good
true.
points and they have their bad
I do know a
points.
couple
Like,
of sort of douchebags who I would count among my friends, but I wouldn't date them.
So I don't
but
think
others would.
I don't think you
shouldn't.
should lower your standards.
I have no intention.
I
Well,
think you can lower your standards to talk to people, but as soon as you find out there's an ounce of douchebaggery that you can't stand, swipe left. Is it left to no good?
it
No
depends
good?
on which app you're on.
They all do, but all of them are swipe
Are
left.
they all swipe?
Yeah, they're all
swipe
left.
So
Okay,
swipe
so
just immediately. Stop talking to them. Don't even you don't owe them anything because you pay. They don't pay. You pay. Fuck them. Swipe
And guys,
left.
just so you're all aware, because I actually talked to guys about this. I more so, what I've gotten the most out of dating sites are more friends. Like people that, I chat with. I still have one. I started talking to him. He was like one of the first people. We've never hooked up. There's never been anything sexual. But we'll still always just chat back and forth, via Messenger. Like, hey, how's it going? Blah, blah, blah. So I've definitely made some individuals that that I enjoy like talking to or being, friends with. But here's the thing. Guys are saying the same thing about us. Like so we're saying like, oh my God, guys are horrible and blah, blah, blah.
I am
They're
fully aware.
literally saying the same exact thing about us.
I am fully aware of that. I would like to find the guy who is. I would like to. Well, it doesn't have to be a guy. Let me explain this. It does not have to be a guy. I have flopped back and forth between both ends of this website, between men and women, and I get the same fucking responses. It's not limited to dudes on my end. But I would like to find a person. I'm going to try to be more gender inclusive. I'd like to find a person who is like me, who has the same complaints, I guess.
How about
You know
no
what?
complaints?
As a
You don't
matter
want complaints. You don't want anyone who has the same complaints. You just want to find someone that you connect with.
I would
That you
love-
like the same things. Because, in all honesty, let's be real. Some of these guys that we, may encounter and say, like, they're a dick, they're a douche. Oh, my God, why does a guy do this? He actually could probably be the nicest guy out there. Just his interaction.
Just not for you.
Just not for you. And your interaction didn't click to bring out the best in each other. Like, I think I'm a good person, but a lot of people could think I'm a bitch, I'm flaky, whatever. But it doesn't automatically make me a bad person. It just means that our chemistry didn't click in a way that was brought out of me.
But I don't think in the third conversation you have with a person, you would insist that they are your future boyfriend, making you a chainmail
But
fucking bikini bottom.
you don't like that, and I don't like that. How many women do? Like, how many women would absolutely melt
We know
if a man
one,
said that?
We know one who is willing to give up their sex life
For a
for
dude
someone
she'd
they
never
didn't
met.
even meet
That's
yet.
true. I should maybe give her his number.
Do you see what I'm saying? So there's some people that would love to hear that. There's things that guys will say to me in dating, and I'm just like, that's not, for me, that does nothing for me. But I know I have friends that would, like, love to hear that.
Timothy says, I never get a response, but I have gotten to the point that I'm not owed anything. You paid for that site. You're owed at least a response. No, just because you paid, you're not owed a response.
That's true. You're not.
Yeah, I know
not.
I'm not. I would appreciate a response. I would appreciate you acknowledging or at least telling me why. Oh, no, never mind.
Okay. Margaret says, I think the same men roam all the dating sites.
And
I
so
don't
do the
think you're
same-
wrong.
So does
So
the
same women, though.
So I actually, while I was preparing for this, I looked up the 10 best free dating sites because I'm not paying for another one. And one of them is a site called Hater. And so it will match you with people who hate the same things you hate. And I think that's going to be my next
You
site.
can try it, but to me, that you're starting out immediately with something negative.
Well,
Like, we both hate this.
Say,
Let's-
people bond over the weirdest thing.
so it says Hater is the app that matches you with people who hate and like the same things you do. So I think that's going to be my next one. Because one of
Will
the
you
things I
promise
don't
to
think...
do a review of it after?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I will. I think one of the things a lot of people don't get is that I am very much a misanthrope and hate people. I really don't like people.
By the way, Wendy
If-
said,
If I interact with you...
I love you so much, Wendy.
What did Wendy say? I don't
sorry,
have anything else.
Sierra, but I'm still very happily married. But I appreciate this hidden message.
You're welcome, Wendy. But if you and your wife are ever open to a third...
I mean, if y'all are open to a fourth, I'd like to come along. I'm just saying.
I want to watch. That's all I'm saying.
Listen, you and your wife need to ditch the kids at the grandparents for a weekend and fly to Vegas, and we'll just have a grand old orgy time.
I'll bring the olive oil.
Whew. It'll be good times. Good times.
Olive oil.
Toxi promises to drink some Pepto-Bismol beforehand, though.
Some Imodium AD. I will bring the poopery just in case.
I'm not going to shit at an orgy.
Well, you wouldn't be the first person I know who has.
Like,
You weren't going to shit at
No,
work either.
No, there's no point that I'm going to walk in and be like, hey, guys, hey. I said, oh, you brought some stuff? All right, hey, let's get the clothes off. Take your time. No, I got to go shit really quick.
I've done it.
No.
I'll be like, I'll be right back. I gotta drop a deuce.
Right before an orgy.
What? Well, at least they know I'm super clean because I'm gonna scrub the fuck out that shit before I get out there.
Goddamn
No,
right.
because all I would think about, like, I realize we all shit. But if a dude was like, hey, I'm going to take a shit, don't worry, I'll wash my ass really good after, and I'll make sure to you take a good wipe at my balls. And I still couldn't do it because I'd be down there like, no. Well, I just remember that you just took a shit like 13 minutes ago.
Timothy says, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. The hater marketing team. I
Michael
love that.
Scott. No, Dwight Schrute.
To me, all dating sites are nothing but sex craves. Bounce along, people. Sorry, just my thought. The only way I see dating is old-fashioned way. Just get out there and meet people.
So, Chris, I'm going to jump in on there, and then
I'm
you
gonna-
can as
yeah.
well. So that's not a possibility. Not for everyone. It's great if you have the time to do that. But Sierra works 2 jobs. Sierra is very active in her religion. She's very active in her son's life. She's very active in his scouting group. And then she has to make time for all you
Every Tuesday.
for this. And, you know, we have to keep up with our social media after and all of that. So there's no time. I myself, I work like I'm a workaholic, even though now apparently I shit at work. You know, I have this, I have a very, like,
You've always shit at work.
manage-
You just have to shit at a
Shoot
workout.
out of the office. Like,
Yeah.
I manage a soccer team. I
Should I sign up
am
for Farmers
constantly,
Only?
yes, that's the one. If I go, like, I've pulled off of dating sites. If I go back on, it's to Farmers Only.
So I'm Chris. I'm actually a big believer in meeting people through friends. Like when you get a dinner invitation to go to your friend's house for dinner, take it because you'll meet people there usually, And the last people that I've ever dated that I liked, I met through friends. But
what about
my
when your
friends are
don't have-
super. My friends are busy, or they don't have people that they can introduce me to.
Yes. So if I narrowed my circle of friends down, I have no people to introduce.
Like,
Right.
here's the deal. I've known you guys how many years? I've been divorced how long? None of y'all fuckers have ever set me up with anyone.
You know, I was going to with a friend that I recently reconnected with, but I think you might be a little bit too big for him. So
That's okay.
you got the height and the booty, but I think the rest of it's a little too
Yeah,
thick.
no.
And look, I don't think that you're wrong that some of these sites are just predatory. You know, a lot
Some
of the
are.
people on the sites are predatory.
Absolutely. Some are.
But you've got to be smart. I mean, don't change your life for someone you don't even meet. I wouldn't even put up with someone calling me his girlfriend in the first or second text from a dating site. No, fuck that.
Forget that. I wouldn't put up with somebody asking me to knit them a thong. What the fuck is that about?
I didn't put up with it either.
I'm sorry.
And I mean,
I
don't
wouldn't
even
even ask-
stress over it. Just, I don't know if you can swipe left
No,
after.
that's
but
how I'm pretty, for me, because to me my time is valuable, and you know what else? Your time is valuable. Let's not fuck around. If I'm done, I'm done. Like, I'm pretty quick to cut it off. Pretty quick. Probably quicker than I should be.
But here's the thing that I do know. I know that Sierra is on a dating site. You're on a dating site. Some very good friends of mine are on dating sites, and they're good people. So I'm going to be optimistic and say that there are other good people on there as well.
Right.
It's just going to take you a while to weed through all the crap.
That's the exact reasoning I always say for how you know there are good people on there. Like I said, I don't think I'm a shit human. And so I know I'm a good person. You may not connect with me and be able to see it in that connection, but I know that there's others who will. And vice versa. Like, I may not see it in somebody, but he could be the greatest guy ever, just not, our connection's not there.
Right. On Match.com, do you know the stats for how many people are actually on that site?
There's millions.
Millions. You've only gone through 40?
But there's not millions in Vegas. There's millions across the world.
I understand that. But you've only gone through 40.
No, I said I've sent 40 messages.
Right.
I have liked a shit ton of. I spend every day
hold on.
liking
those
profiles.
40 or those 37 who didn't answer you back. They're swiped left already, right?
Pretty
You're not even
much.
going to bother with them.
Probably not.
So you've gone
So
through
you just
40.
start over.
Yeah.
Period.
Okay. Well, so what's more? Farmers only? Don't
Farmers
do that.
only. No, you have to do farmers
No,
only.
you're not a farmer.
Farmers Only.
I'm a farmer's daughter. I legit can be on there. Just do it.
Farmers Only is a paid site, and I'm not paying for any more sites.
Okay.
Do it. Either that or Christian Mingle. I need you to
I'm
go
gonna-
on one of those.
I think I'm going to use this as my haters profile picture. Is that okay? Your sweaty poop picture?
I'd love if you could use my
What's some
sweaty
other
poop
sites?
picture as to what you hate.
I know you tried Geek back in the day.
I did try
Geek to Geek?
and I paid for Geek to Geek too.
You know what? What is the coffee and a bagel?
Yeah, that's on here. Coffee and a bagel's on here. Okay, so this
that might be you.
Mashable has the top 10 dating websites free, by the way, or freemium, where it's mostly free. You can still like date through it. OkCupid is number 1. That's like everybody's
Right.
thing. Plenty of Fish is number 2. Then there's Hinge, which I had never heard of, which is like Tinder but for people who are serious. I don't get how that works. Then there's Tinder, which is not my gig. There's Grindr, which could be my gig. Half the
I
time.
want to be on Grindr just to be on Grindr.
There's one called Her, which is the award-winning mix of dating and social media that lets you meet girls you know are girls. So that's not going to happen because that's clearly transphobic.
Right.
Happen, which is APPN, uses your current location to alert you of other users
No.
nearby.
That's like a Bones episode. Sorry.
Yeah, it is.
And don't put the location on your app. Like on the apps, don't put your location. Because you never want to be in like Target with your kid and have someone else who's like swiping the next aisle down to realize you're in the same place.
Bree says, I'm single, just saying. And her sister met her husband on Match. Lisa says, I met my husband on Craigslist.
Which you can't do now because that's how you die.
Yeah.
But at one point,
I actually know 3 couples.
how long ago?
That met their
It was a
partner
while
on,
ago. Yeah, you
Craigslist.
can't do
A
it
while
on
ago, you
Craigslist
can't do it
anymore.
now.
Why?
Don't do it
They
now.
removed all of their dating.
Dating. Oh,
Well, no,
okay,
I
okay,
believe
okay.
the dating's still on there. They removed the sex stuff, but what you have on Craigslist now for dating, like that's where you get murdered.
Maria.
But it used to be.
Maria says she met her hubby on MySpace.
Girl, that was a while
And
ago.
Tim says coffee and a bagel is Match.com.
Really?
Is that
Doesn't
All right,
say so. It was
I'm
listed on
Elexia.
here.
Toxi?
And Sierra.
We'll see you hopefully next week if nothing pressing comes up. We love you guys though, and we love being here.
If you're brave enough.
Later, bitches.